everybody. I'm Tammy Reese with Heart of Hollywood Magazine, here with Wes from Scarefest. Wes, please introduce yourself to the people. Tell us about Scarefest and your role.
I am Wes Forsythe. I am officially the media director for the Scarefest Horror and Paranormal Convention in Lexington, Kentucky. Um, that puts me on what we've started calling the council, which was a gimmick because we didn't know what else to call ourselves. But I'm one of the four people, counting the owners, that run the convention.
Nice. And how long have you been a part of Scarefest?
Everybody asked me that, and I don't really know. I have been going since the second year. We're in our 14th year, 15 if you count the virtual one we did over COVID.
So quite a
My
while.
my best estimate is I've actually been doing what I do now in some form or another set for about 7 years.
Well, congratulations. What do you think keeps horror lovers coming back each year to Scarefest?
Well, two things. Horror fans in general are rabidly loyal
Yes, I
to
agree.
their franchise that they love, to the stars that they love, and to the conventions that they enjoy.
Yes.
Now, getting that out of the way, Scarefest goes a little above and beyond what most horror conventions even can do, let alone will do, because we've got a nice big facility. Most horror, many, I don't know if it's most, but a lot of horror conventions are in hotel ballrooms and convention centers. So they don't have the elbow room that we have to put entertainment on the floor. We've got aerialists that perform throughout the weekend. We have a magician set up that's going to do
Oh my
shows through the weekend. We have people come in and do makeup demonstrations, stuff like that. And then right across the street from us is they built the Lex Live Entertainment Complex, which is a huge movie theater, bowling alley, arcade, restaurant, and bar.
Wow. That's
So
a
we've got all
lot.
that. In other words, we've got a really good situation to help raise us above what some of the other conventions can do.
So a lot of things will be going on at once to two different facilities that's right across the street from each other.
Yes, almost too many. I'm in charge of the schedule, so I'm going to put it that way. It's a
I
lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts.
I see there's a lot of vendors, a lot of A-list talent. What are some of the vendors and special guests that you're excited about this year?
Um, of the okay, as far as the celebrities, which we have, I think last count was 65 celebrities. Um, of course, Robert England is our headliner, but I've been a big fan of Lance Henriksen. I've watched his movies for years, and he's in darn near every quality TV show that's come and gone. So I'm really excited to get to meet him. Oh, saw him at another convention that we were at this year, but I didn't really get to talk to him. But you could just tell he's very down to earth, very grounded. And now a lot of people won't know who he is, but actually he's in the movie with Lance. Brian Bremer. He's not a name that everybody recognizes, but they'll recognize the part often. He was in Pumpkinhead with Lance, and I got to interview him on my show, and he was the nicest man. And we've kept in touch by email since then.
Wow.
Um, but that's probably we've got Robert Patrick coming. He was the shiny Terminator in Terminator 2. He's kind of iconic for me. That was a movie that was in my when I could still call myself young. But that's some of my top picks there. Of course, Felissa Rose comes every year, and I love Felissa.
She's
But at the same time,
awesome. She
I
is
know that she
amazing.
treats everybody just as good as she does me. So, in other words, it's hard for me to feel special.
She's awesome. I've seen her at conventions as well. She's really personable and approachable for sure.
Very, very. She is a fan favorite. We pretty much decided we're gonna every year she wants to come, we'll bring her in just because she is so good with the fans.
Let's talk about this Halloween ball. It's a costume ball. What can you tell us about that?
Um, okay. The not to confuse everybody. Okay, that's another thing. Scarefest actually pulls off good parties. We do have an after party on Friday. It's more low key. We've got karaoke. In other words, it's more relaxing. Saturday night, we have worked with Lex Live to put together what we are billing as Lexington's biggest Halloween party. It starts immediately after the convention. We've got a DJ. DJ Trey is providing entertainment. We've got the costume judging. We're having costume judging on the floor. Then the finals will be at the party, and then everybody's invited to wear costumes. And it is just we're just going to blow everybody out of the water. Lex Live is already a really big compared to your average bar. And we're just kind of taking it over, and we're going to have just a really big Halloween party.
Well, I'm excited. I'm coming in from Syracuse, New York. It's my first time to Lexington. I'm so excited. I'm a huge horror fan, and I'm honored to definitely have press credentials to cover the event. What can new people who've never been to Scarefest, what can they expect?
If you've never been to a big convention, prepare to be completely surprised because it just does not have that convention feel. Yes, we've got 200 vendors of everything that can have to do with horror and Hollywood and Comic-Con, pop culture, metaphysical. It's all shoved into those. We've got a very, very good, very wide spread of vendors that will appeal to it. So if you're there for shopping, that'll keep you happy. Celebrity wise, if anything, we're hoping we've got a lot of people. This is their first year ever at a convention. We get a lot of emails. First time I've ever been to a convention because they want to meet some of these people that we've had. And we're trying desperately to not disappoint them. But just like with Robert Englund, the math doesn't work out. When you have 10,000 people walk through the door and every one of them's wanting to shake his hand, the man doesn't have time in 3 days.
Right.
But beyond that, my advice to anybody is be prepared to have fun and wear the most comfortable shoes that you own.
Wear the most comfortable shoes that you own. Definitely great advice, and definitely have fun for sure. What got you loving horror and paranormal and conventions?
Okay. First, now I was a paranormal TV fan. I watched Ghost Hunters when it came out, and I watched some of the other shows over the years. And so I was very enthusiastic about that. Now, the lady that started the Scarefest, actually, Patty Starr, she actually was big into the paranormal field before it even was a field. She's been doing it that long. So I was big into that, and I came to the convention, and I was amazed. That was back when we had Ghost. The second year that we had it, Ghost Adventures was one of the guests, and so I enjoyed the convention, and I started coming. Now I was really there though for the paranormal, but in the meantime, I had been doing. I was, as far as podcasters go, I was successful. So through Patty, she found out I was doing this, and we came to an arrangement to do a scare. We called it Scarefest Radio, and it was a monthly segment on a podcast that I had. We did that 1 year, and then we got together, and she wanted me to do it weekly. So I dropped the show, and we started doing a weekly podcast, Scarefest Radio. The new owners came along, and when they bought it, they wanted me to go to video. And then once I started working for them, they found out these other skills that I had, from web design to just talking to people and negotiating and things like that, and coming up with plans. I'm the guy that if you tell me what you're planning on doing, I can tell you what might go wrong. That's just it's
definitely an amazing person to have around.
It's a personality defect, I'm fairly sure, but I am that guy, and I don't pull punches. I just absolutely say what first thing that comes to my mind, and that is also how I became successful with the podcasting. Is the guests never knew what to expect out of me.
I love it. You just seem so cool and so passionate about Scarefest. I'm looking forward to actually meeting you physically in person, Wes. What are some final thoughts you can share with us for new or old time comers of Scarefest that you want us to brace ourselves for? Any last words?
Um, the main thing about Scarefest, first of all, everybody needs to know. Now, this is especially on Sunday. This is a family event. You will see people all 3 days. Entire families go through. Sunday in particular, we have Kids Day. So there's a lot
Awesome.
of entertainment for the kids, and to watch these little kids be horror fans, and they're horror fans. They're not just there because
Because mommy or
I,
daddy is
I
bringing
I've seen
them.
I've seen 6-year-old kids ask for Kane Hodder by name, so they are horror fans. But to even the people that have been to other conventions, I don't think they don't come in the building expecting what Scarefest brings to the table. When you walk in and you've got a row of entertainment right in front of you before you ever even get to the vendor booths, um, then you go back, and then you go to the celebrities, and then you look over to your right, and there's a whole corner of the building dedicated to panels and more entertainment. It is People make a vacation out of it. It's
Wow.
becoming a bigger tradition all
And
the
I,
time.
and I definitely commend the Scarefest family for making Friday dedicated to the heroes. That is
Right. That's
so
something they've done
amazing.
as long as I can remember. It was a way of honoring our first responders and military. And yes, any retired or active military, anybody, and I'll even say it loosely defined as a first responder. In other words, if you have something to show that you work for the police department in some way, or you're a medical professional in some way, we let you in free because we want you to. We want to say our thank you, and we want to make sure people know they're welcome.
I can sense that it's definitely going to be a welcoming weekend for sure.
Now, because we have the theater right across the street, and this is a state of the art, brand new theater built during COVID, as a matter of fact, we have a place now to host our film festival, which was traditionally, like most conventions, in the basement, back in a meeting room somewhere. Ours is in an actual theater, comfortable seats. If nothing else, if you get tired, we actually have a film festival that you can walk across the street, grab a bite to eat at the restaurant, and go enjoy yourself and relax. But we have every day it runs from 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 1:30 a.m. Mostly independent horror films, some great ones, and a lot of them are short, so it doesn't have to be an all-day commitment. But we have some. We've This year we had some of the best short films submitted that I've ever seen.
Definitely congratulations to all the filmmakers that got their films selected this year. Thank you so much, Wes, for your valued time. I look forward to Scarefest coming to Lexington, Kentucky, October 21st through 23rd.
Thank you for having me, Tammy.
Thank you.